The best part about seeing them try and flail and talk about how great this economy is going is the fact that people like Jonathan Karl have finally decided to stop just listening to their lies and ask them a couple more questions.
The president claims that Thanksgiving costs are down 25%. I mean, does he know that's not true?
Well, if you look at Walmart and the few places that put out their prices of Thanksgiving baskets.
Wait a minute. I got to stop because the Walmart comparison's like not a thing. I mean, Walmart had a Thanksgiving package last year. They've got a Thanksgiving package this year. The one this year contains much less than what the one last year took. So that's why the price is less. Look, we got a chart here. Last year, it was 21 total products. This year, it's 15. Total number of items in those products was 29% now. 29 now it's 22. There's more generic brand stuff. So I mean, Thanksgiving, if you're going to the store to buy groceries for Thanksgiving, it's going to be more expensive this year.
I really don't understand where you're going in the sense that Joe Biden gave us 20%
He's not
inflation.
president. Donald Trump's president.
No, and you want us to fix the hole that Joe Biden dug right away.
Why does the president tell everybody?
The prices went up so much under Joe Biden, and inflation is way down. Inflation is about half what it was in December. This is something that's being fixed fast, and real incomes are up after dropping about $3,000 under Joe Biden. And so, sure, you could find a few things where the price is higher, but there's a whole bunch of stuff where the price is lower, like gasoline, like mortgage rates.
When are we going to get the Republican plan to
You understand that mortgage rates have gone way down, and it's much cheaper to buy a home now than it was when President Trump took office.
Down, right?
Yeah. It's weird that Kevin Hassett decided his voice went a little higher. What are you talking about? The mortgage rates. This guy got cornered. And then once he got cornered, he didn't understand why Jonathan Karl was coming for his ass so tough. It's like, I'm not sure what the point of this whole thing is. It's to prove that you're a f***ing liar. Again, Jonathan Karl showed this guy is an effing liar. He just proved it. So the next time he talks, remember, this is what Jonathan Karl didn't answer from that question. He goes, what are you getting at? What I'm getting at is that you're untrustworthy, that you're a liar, that every time you speak, you're lying to people. And the next question should be, why are you lying to people? What are you covering up? What are you hiding? Is the economy actually sucked the way everyone sees that it's sucking and you come on TV to lie about it instead? And when I blow the lid off it, very simply and very easily, from an easy internet search could have shown us all this. Now, Kevin Hassett is offended. You see, this is where the good old boys all hang out. And Kevin Hassett's like, you're not supposed to actually unveil how stupid I am. You're supposed to let me lie, and then we move on and have our cocktails later. It's because we've had to consistently listen to this guy lie about it all the time, too. And he gets away with it, so why can't Kevin Hassett?
They use the affordability word. The affordability is much, much better with this. And again, I go to Walmart and other companies, and in every case, it's about 25%. That a meal, a Thanksgiving meal and surroundings are 25% lower than it was under the Biden administration. That's a big fact. And that comes from Walmart and others that do that.
I'm not sure what Thanksgiving surroundings are.
A Thanksgiving meal and surroundings.
But still, as I mentioned also, every time they're busted for lying, they just be quiet, get offended that they got busted for lying, come back next week and tell the same lie. He's going to keep telling that lie about Thanksgiving all the way through Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, he's going to say, I appreciate all the people who saved 25% less on their Thanksgiving meals when they went to Walmart. And apparently now, and others. Who are the others? Who are the other groups that are charging and giving 25% less on a Thanksgiving meal? I guess Kevin Hassett was a little bit bristly, you know. He was all upset that Jonathan Karl came at him. He's like, what? Who am I? Like, you know, Mike Johnson or somebody? Because Jonathan Karl came after his ass too, remember?
Are you saying that Nancy Pelosi refused to swear her in earlier?
No, I'm saying that's my very point is this is the normal
my
process.
understanding is that was the date that actually the representative-elect Letlow at the time requested. She had obviously her.
Okay, here's some more examples, okay?
No, but wait a minute. You mentioned the Pelosi precedent, but Pelosi didn't delay that.
Let me give you more of the Pelosi precedent, okay?
And what about the Johnson precedent? Because you swore in two Republicans the day after their election.
I'm happy to answer.
Jonathan Karl finally figured a couple of things out, and these guys continue to get cornered by it, and now they're offended all over again. The reason that maybe Kevin Hassett should stop going on TV is because he keeps having to lie. Here it is about the $2,000 rebate checks. Did you guys hear about that?
President now looks like he's leaning towards a dividend of $2,000 per person that would be paid to everyone. What do you think of that plan?
Well, when we were passing the big beautiful bill, one of the questions was, what should we do with the tariff revenue? And one of the things that I think people believed in the summer was that the best use is to reduce the deficit, reduce the debt, and it's really been working. So right now we've lost almost, or reduced the deficit by almost 400 billion this year. But one of the surprises since last summer is that, although it's not a surprise to Art Laffer, is that since we passed the tax cuts, we've actually had a big increase, almost 200 billion in tax revenue. We thought that it wouldn't be a big reduction like the CBO said, but we've actually had a big increase. And so I think that it's back on the table to think about what to do with those tariff revenues. And I'm sure that the president will discuss with congressional leaders whether, because of all the extra tax revenue, there isn't more room to get checks back to people.
Nobody's buying this either. People are like, yeah, where's my $2,000, by the way? Which, by the way, you shouldn't be looking for $2,000 to pacify you from this. Also, by the way, as Kevin Hassett continues to lie, because he's a liar. I'm not sure if we established that yet. That $400 billion that they've taken down the deficit, that's not true. He just says things. He works for Donald Trump. You're supposed to just, say things. And by the way, here's a follow-up question from Fox News to Kevin Hassett, because they can tell he's not good at this.
So when people hear that, what's the reality of it? When do you think that people would get these $2,000 checks in the mail from the White House, from this plan?
Well, again, it will have to be passed by Congress, but the reality is just this, that because of Biden's inflation, which averaged 5% over 4 years, that people on average lost about $3,400 in purchasing power, and they've gained about $1,200 this year, but there's still room to go. And so we're making up ground fast, but the fact is that people are still down about $2,000 relative to what their purchasing power was when Joe Biden took office. And so we understand that people feel like there's an affordability problem, but we're closing the gap fast, and with these policies and potentially rebate checks, we might close the whole gap really fast.
Okay, really fast, but you won't say exactly when, whether that's Q1 of next year.
Yeah, not me.
Not yet. Okay.
Now the $2,000 checks, or whether or not Congress is going to approve. So many new hurdles to go through. So many more ways to get this $2,000 that shouldn't be something that should be buying you off from, normalcy of your life, of the increase in costs and the lack of job growth and all that type of stuff that they've destroyed in our country, but they're going to toss you $2,000. If you want to see how bad it can get, it got even worse. Kevin Hassett was talking about it, pulled back on it. But even before that, he probably should have gotten the memo that Scott Bessent was, throwing cold water on this too.
Do you have a formal proposal to give a $2,000 dividend to every American?
I haven't spoken to the president about this yet, but it could. The $2,000 dividend could come in lots of forms, in lots of ways, George. It could be just the tax decreases that we are seeing on the president's agenda. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, deductibility of auto loans. So, those are substantial deductions that, are being financed in the tax bill.
No. The answer I'm getting is that no, that's going to come in some kind of no tax on tips. How does that have to do with the $2,000 check that Donald Trump promised? And that also Kevin Hassett said, who knows when it's going to come? I have no idea when it's going to come. Donald Trump just posts things and we're left to try and clean it up and make some kind of sense of it. Then we look bad, and then he never actually catches any of the consequences. Here's someone asking the guy himself. See if you can find a time when you're getting this $2,000.
How soon could Americans see those checks? Will that be in time for Christmas, holiday shopping?
No, not for this year. It'll be next year sometime.
Do you have a time frame?
No, sometime during the year, next year. It's a lot of money, but we've taken in a lot of money from tariffs. The tariffs allow us to give a dividend if we want to do that. Now, we're going to do a dividend, and we're also going to be reducing debt. We have, because of Biden and others, we have $37 trillion in debt. So we're going to be doing a dividend, which people will enjoy and spend and do what they want. But we're also going to be reducing debt very substantially.
But if the Supreme Court was against you, sir, is there?
Well, then I'd have to do something else. We'll have to figure something else. That would be a very sad day for our country.
Next year. Maybe later in the year after that. Maybe after the midterms. Maybe never. Will they get here by Christmas, sir? No. Christmas of what year? all you have to do is ask the most basic follow-up questions. You'll see all of the empty holes in everything that they say. Does that sound like a plan to you? The plan to you where he says sometime next year, that Scott Bessent says it'll be done through taxes on tips, that Kevin Hassett will say, I mean, I don't know, come whenever Congress does. Does any of that sound like a cohesive plan that makes any sense, that knows how much money he's getting, how he's going to get it to you, and then again, continue to tell you that all that didn't come from increased prices from these tariffs?